It's a bug hunter stream. Welcome. I haven't done this in a little bit. Been a little bit busy with family in town and things going on. So thanks for waiting for me. If you've never been to one of these, I hang out, I play some songs, I answer questions, I talk about things. I'll do Pokemon trivia, whatever y'all want. Let's do a little roll call here. Who's watching and where are you from? We got a Anesta saying hello from Texas. We got Poppy. We got Abiz. Thunder Jams is here, and it's Thunder Jams' birthday in their time zone. Not my time zone. This is technically the December 13th stream where I'm sitting, but regardless, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Jams. Tyler Young is in Chicago. Flumpy is saying sup from Seattle. Are you going to come to our discography show in less than a month? We got all 4 albums being played over 2 nights at the Fremont Abbey. Pop the Dragons from Earth. We got Amaru is from Oregano. I just had a discussion with Matthew, aka the Narcissist Cookbook, today. We recorded an episode of Jam Mechanics earlier today, and we had a little derailment around the way that Matt pronounced the word oregano. I don't know if it's going to end up in the episode because I haven't edited it yet, but keep your eye out in next year. Paul is from Ireland and is awake. Whitey's is from Iowa. Casper from Chicago. Flumpy is coming to the discography show. Amazing. If you didn't know about that, I'm playing all the songs live with the full band. We got a Kyle confirmation here on the January 5th, January 6th in Seattle. So Slashing Clay is in from Indiana. Nessa from Massachusetts. We got people from all over the place. Who else we got here? Was Mars here? Yeah, Mars is here. Cool. Butter's here. Kaylin's here. Salty Toast Man was the first one here. Coin is here. Dark Moon. Nerdbird. Andrew Chang. Tyler Young. Dang, it's Andy. Found somebody who knows Bug Hunter. That is becoming less uncommon than it has been in the past, which is exciting stuff. This is probably just like my ego talking, but every time I like walk around like, Kroger or whatever, I'm just like, I wonder if they know Bug Hunter. I wonder if they don't. I'm like that meme. They don't know that I'm Bug Hunter. But yeah, I was, because it's like statistically, if I go to like an airport where I pass like thousands of people, one of them would probably know at least a song or have heard a song. The hard thing is someone knowing Bug Hunter well enough to know what I look like, seeing me, recognizing me. That has only happened twice. Once was at Gen Con last year, and once was at My Brother and Me show earlier this year in Richmond. So yeah, that's uncommon. And if you've ever seen me in the wild and recognized me, and you were like, no, I'm not gonna bother him, don't do that. No, don't not bother me. I would love for someone to come up to me, especially if I was with friends and be like, aren't you Bug Hunter? Love your music. That would make me look so cool. So do that. Nerdbird from Vancouver, Washington. That's where you go to live in Portland without but you want to hold on, what is it? Oregon has no sales tax, so you shop in Oregon, you work in Vancouver. I know your tricks, because Washington doesn't have a state income tax. I used to live in Washington. Chaotic Good is here from Wisconsin. Cool. Unintendo, that's very funny, is from Silicon Valley. So that's everybody. That's everybody that's ever going to exist. We're at 42 people, so let's go ahead and stop there. If you could all either not leave and not join. So what do y'all want to hear? I'm practicing for the Discography show, so apologies if you're here for the hits. I know the hits. I know how to play Dear McCracken. Watch me beef it like immediately. Let's pick something that I don't play a lot, just so I can get a little practice under my belt. I'm also going to, because I haven't seen him, and it's been a while since I streamed. There we go. I'm gonna just send this to my dad. Let's see how fast we can get a Papa Bug in the room. There he is. It was before I sent it. He remembered. Okay, Jams is cashing in his birthday chip for... Where's my capo? Have you seen my capo? I normally put it... Oh, I know where I left it because I was doing jam mechanics and I was sitting on the other side of the room. Okay. No, you guys don't get a pants reveal today. I'm going to put it on the filler map while I get up and go get my capo. Be right back. I'm back. Mars says, for my birthday, you only played you play only songs I picked. This should be Jam's turn, but you're forgetting about favoritism, Mars. No, if Jams wants to pick 3 songs that I probably need to practice for the Discography show, I'm happy to. But I'm also a little bit of a this is how I practice. So. Yeah, one arm tug is a good one to practice too. Okay, I'll start with this one. We'd wear our finest clothes and pack tight inside heroes and sing songs that someone wrote to guide us towards the truth. When those words caught inside my mouth, I'd bite my tongue and spit them out, believing tasted great but was impossible to choose. Cause you're God, he claims on the latitude lines, always at the worst times. When you finally shut your eyes, you're God. He waits at the keys on his side and passes the time, making up the strangest stories for your life. Fears and hopes and stick those in envelopes and send it out with no address. It never will be read. Cause prayer's good but needing therapy. Focus, seal, and find priority. Don't pretend they have effect when buried in your head. Drum solo and I lost each belief like baby teeth. One by one I pulled them gradually. Most would come out looking clean, but all the rest would bleed. I could listen to the lessons of my head won't let me hear it and believe. I don't know what happens when we die, but that won't change the way I live my life. And I lost each belief like baby teeth. One by one I pulled them gradually. Most would come out looking clean, but all the rest would bleed. I could listen to the lessons, but my head won't let me hear it and believe. I don't know what happens Thank you, everybody. That's a song called Baby Teeth. It is on an album called The Rough Draft, if you haven't heard that one, which seems like a wild thing to say, but in the last couple of months, I've found people who found us through happiness, found us through Bedtime Story, found us through Two Bed, Two Bath, and a Ghost, and it's not like crazy unreasonable that they just haven't made it back to our second album yet. It's wild. I'm glad you're all here. So here's what we're gonna do. Why don't we do a little cozy Q&A? This is the time in my stream that I like to allocate for anybody here who has questions for me. I'm here. It's a good amount of people. 50 people is a good amount of people that I can read your questions and hopefully respond to them. I've always been kind of baffled by live streaming. It's not something that I watch personally. Like I don't really watch people live stream. I will occasionally pop in on Deep Blue Ink to see what he's doing over there on his channel. But for the most part, I don't watch live streams. I have occasionally clicked on like my brother and me live stream, and the chat is just flying, just going, just like you can't read anything, which, you know, is indicative of their success. But I'm also like happy to be in this cool middle ground where I can do what I'm doing for a living, but it's also not like overwhelming. A lot of people are surprised when they reach out on social media and they like get a response from me, because I think people think that we're more popular than we are. All right, so if you have any questions, otherwise I'll just chat about whatever I want. Time wants to know, what's your least favorite chord? They're all pretty equal in my book. I play a lot of bar chords, which means if you don't know music at all, this is an E major. It's like that, right? And basically, you can do that all the way up the fretboard to just do like half steps at a time, right? But that's where the barring comes in, right? Because right now the guitar is like, this is the end of the string, right? But if you put your finger all the way across one fret, that becomes the new end of the string. So when you do this is the same. Look, watch these three fingers, right? These three right here. They don't change at all, right? But I have to bar, 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 bar. So when I play disco, I'm doing. I've done nothing but slide my hand up and down the neck, right? So to pick a least favorite out of those chords would be weird because they're basically the same. Basically, if you know four chords, you can kind of do all of them barred. So there's the E major, E minor, which is basically the same, but this finger's just kind of not doing anything. But you can do that all the way up, and then if you don't want to use the E string, there's another set of bar chords that you can do. A and A minor, and the same concept. This is a C, this is a D, this is an E, this is an F, this is a G, G minor, F minor, E minor, E minor, C minor. So yeah, they're like, it'd be weird to pick a least favorite. I like the open ones more, like the E and the A and the C and the G and the D. Those are all easier just because they don't have the bar, but I've been playing for 10 years, so I just I don't worry about it too much. Do you ever use capos if you're mostly doing bar chords? That's a great question. There's no reason to use a capo if every chord that you play in the song is a bar chord. There's no reason to use a capo, and I'll show you why. Because if I say put my capo on capo fret 2, it doesn't matter if I'm barring this. Nothing behind my hand makes any difference, right? You could just, so here's capo 2. here's capo 3. It's the same thing. It doesn't do anything, right? Obviously, this is different from that, but once you bar all the strings, it's like the rest of the string doesn't matter. So let me think if there's a song that I use mostly bar chords. You know what? I do. It's Alright is one song that I use mostly bar chords. So the It's Alright looks like this. It's all bar chords, but at the beginning of the song, I do this. And you'll notice that when I'm playing that riff, it's 8-3, 8-3, 0, which this capo, if this capo wasn't on for that beginning riff, it would sound like. So I literally have a capo on for that song, just for that opening riff. Cool. There's my little guitar lesson. Cool. I hope that was interesting and all to anybody. Bug, who's your least favorite mod? Let's see. I technically have 5 because Kyle, Jesse, and my dad are all also included in the mods. Is Matt one of my mods? I don't think so. Me and Matt are the mods on the Jam Mechanics YouTube, but anyways, I love them all equally, except my dad probably more than everybody else. Boom. Oh, Ghosty wants to know how Baldur's Gate 3 is going. I haven't played in a little bit. Since I've been back from Europe, me and Kyle got one session in, and we haven't been able to sync up our schedules. When we were playing it a lot, it was mostly because Ladybug was, she was on a distance for school. She was basically gone for a month, working like 3 hours from here. And so I kind of had like run of my own schedule where like I didn't have to like consider anybody else in the house, and so I would stay up until 3 a.m. playing Baldur's Gate with Kyle every night, which just doesn't fly as much when you're trying to stay on the same awake and sleeping cycle as somebody else. So me and Kyle are on different time zones. He's on the West Coast, I'm on East Coast, so that was really his only time. It was like 9 p.m. to midnight, and so we just haven't been able to get a session in a while, which I'm bummed about. But I am playing Arkham Horror, the board game, solo. Side note, if anybody in Richmond wants to play Arkham Horror with me, let's play some Arkham Horror. That'd be fun. Just, don't kidnap me. Lance Fischel wants to know, will you ever remaster Surge of Confidence for Bug Hunter? That album is amazing. Thank you for saying so. Here's how I approach Surge of Confidence. If you don't know, Surge of Confidence is an album that I released before I was Bug Hunter. It was like technically my first album. Torn Between a Couple was my second album, but I released it under a different name to kind of give a fresh start. Has a bit of a different sound. I kind of grew as a songwriter, learned a lot of lessons from Surge of Confidence, and wanted to kind of like start with a clean slate. The song Headlights off of Bigger Than Myself is a rewrite of an old Surge of Confidence song, and I've been known to play several songs off of Surge of Confidence that I've rewritten to be more to Bug Hunter standards of writing. One called Swallowing Gum and one called The Chase. I had plans to put The Chase, the rewritten version of The Chase, on Happiness Without a Catch, but I bumped it for A Bedtime Story, which I think was the right move because y'all love that song. Y'all love the Bears. Yes, I've rewritten 3 of the songs. I have done partial work on a few more, but I don't think that I'm ever going to just take all 11 songs and then either rewrite them or remix them or remaster them and release them under Bug Hunter. The thing that I want to avoid is, on one hand, I don't need to top every album when I release a new album. It doesn't have to be the best album I've ever written, but I would say Surge of Confidence has the least amount of kind of like mainstream appeal, and it's rough, and I wouldn't want anyone to think this is the 5th Bug Hunter album. He followed up Happiness Without a Catch with this like Surge of Confidence remaster, and since I cannot control people's confusion, I am mostly just going to keep that project kind of away from Bug Hunter. You can still listen to it on Spotify. You can still find it on our Bandcamp. But it's just, I find that it's a more of a fun Easter egg for fans to find once they've exhausted the discography than it is to like put front and center and say, hey, if you're gonna listen to Bug Hunter, I want people to be able to start anywhere. So, and I don't want them to start with kind of those old songs, especially thinking they're the newest songs. But I will continue to, work on them. And if I find it like, oh yeah, like I love the version of Swallowing Gum and The Chase that I've rewritten, and at some point I will put them out under Bug Hunter. But that's only because like I feel like they're really strong and they like stand up to scrutiny. So cool. Who's your favorite McElroy brother? Big Griffin fan. Jans wants to know, do you know what the Happiness Without a Catch vinyls will be produced? I'm assuming you mean when. And assuming in the new year. I should be getting them next week, I believe. Yeah. And then I will turn them around immediately. We also have the Torn Between a Couple, Bigger Than Myself vinyls coming, same shipment, from the same company. We have the Rough Draft vinyls in stock. We only have about 70 left. They will be gone at some point. So, and I don't know if I'm going to restock them immediately because it took me a year to sell all of them. And when it takes a year to sell all of them to all the most enthusiastic people, it means that if you reorder, you won't have all those people anymore. And then you will just sit with inventory. So, Mart, if you had to use any vegetable as a musical instrument, you have to play a song on. It sounds like a Jam Mechanics prompt. I'll have to think about it. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat. I don't know. It jumped. Cats are purple occasionally. What are we talking about? Bug, if you didn't go into music, what was the game plan? Game plan. The music was the interruption of the game plan. I worked for many years in Seattle, and quit my job 2 years ago. It's been over 2 years. I missed. I think I missed the anniversary. It was like the first week of December, and I just thought about it now. So I've been doing Bug Hunter full time for over 2 years now. So music was Plan B. It was never Plan A. I didn't pick up a guitar until I was almost 22. So, I had a whole ass life going when I interrupted it to do all this. It's been very fun. This has like been the best 2 years ever. Like my job is a lot more emails than I thought it was going to be, but it's also a lot of fun, and I get to be very creative and run a business. So. Time someone was asking if I ever got in trouble with Papa Bug. He's like, yeah, it's like he's my dad. Like I didn't go through my childhood and teens without getting reprimanded in any fashion. Of course, yeah, of course I did. I don't story time. I don't know, but like the normal, like your parents got a parent, Ghosty wants a new Amanda. New Amanda is one that I have been working on for a while. Cannot figure out one of the verses, but it's got a nice new chorus. It's got a sleek new intro. Got a really cool ending that I like a lot, but the middle bit's giving me trouble. So I pick it up every once in a while, and I have a very good idea. I just haven't been able to execute it yet. So. Jams wants to know, if you could find a place for every song to fit on an album like Headlights did and recanonize them, would you do that? Absolutely. If I rewrite every song and there's a need for each song on future albums, I would never have a blanket rule saying like, no, I wouldn't do this. And then it would be very interesting to kind of release like a quasi like, this is Surge of Confidence, but it's like pulling all these songs from different spots. I mean, if I get to like 9, then I'd probably do the last 2 and just do that for fun. But yeah, no, I'd have no issue with doing that. It would need to fit. So sorry. Okay, I just saw Mars making fun of me of making fun of Jams for assuming you mean when. I don't know Scottish slang. Maybe it meant something. Eric says bedtime story was how I first fell in love with your music, which is great. It's so strange. I can't explain how strange it is to have people start on new music, because like Happiness is like such a new album, haven't even toured it yet, and so like, you know, when I released it, like y'all, if y'all were here, like, you know, like the album release was like leading up to it for months, and I had, you know, I've been doing this for years and years, and it's like, this is gonna be new music. And to have somebody be like, "Oh yeah, A Bedtime Story was my first song," it's just like, I still am not used to it, you know. Very cool. Um, Make Me is great. Make Me is very great. Can we get a random item behind screen reveal? Cup, computer, mouse. I don't have a mouse. I have a trackpad, so I'm pretty good with it. I got cup. I somehow I overplanned for this stream. I was like, I'm gonna need water, and I forgot that I already did, like, figured it out. So I got double waters. I'm gonna be super super hydrated. There was one stream like 2 years ago. I remember doing in Nashville where I had 3 different colored cups of water, and I would like occasionally pick up a different one, like a full like green cup, and then an orange cup, and then a blue cup, and just seeing if I could get anybody to ask why every time I pick up my water glass it was a different color. But nobody did. Have you ever written, recorded, and produced a song that you eventually decided was just a dud? Man, I've never. That's a good question. It depends on how recorded like you consider like a demo to be, like especially in the Torn Between a Couple era. I did a lot of like, my demos were a lot more fleshed out than later albums, because I was just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna work on this song until it's like sounds like a song. But now my process is a bit more. It's a huge investment of time and resources to like record a song, to like get it like ready for release. I don't. Yeah. No, not really. Like if because like the heart of the song has to be there for me to like record it. And I, you know, not to say like all my recordings have been perfect, but I've been very happy with at least the last couple of albums, with how they turned out compared to my vision. So Ghosty wants a Beats Down and T-Back vinyl. You should get it. Master says, I've been loving the 2 bed 2 bath shorts. Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sending all those doctors to my house after my short yesterday. People, if you think I have a plan when I post things on social media, think again. It's literally like, oh yeah, I need to post something, I'm sure, so let me go ahead and post something, and then it pops up and it's like title. I'm like, I don't know. So yesterday my title was a bit confusing for anybody who didn't like figure out what it was. It was like a weirdly phonetic way of saying it wasn't the guy from the Mishap at the Zoo or the other guy from the other Mishap at the Zoo, but it looked like gibberish. Here's the problem. Y'all watched that video way more than any of my other shorts. I think it had like the average watch duration was like 180%, and I'm pretty sure it was because it was a 10-second video and people were just reading the title and trying to figure it out, and it was just playing in the background. Anyways, cool system we have set up where doing stuff like that is rewarded. Anyways, Fancy Clown Animation says, I'm still shocked that you rapped in the new jam mechanics. Yeah, so I'll if you don't know what jam mechanics is, and I've said this before, this is my favorite way of phrasing this. If you are the kind of person who is here with me on a Wednesday night on YouTube Live, just like cool to hang out and watch me play some music, there's literally no reason that you shouldn't go listen to Jam Mechanics as soon as this is over. It's a podcast that I do with Matt from the Narcissist Cookbook. We have 4 episodes out. We have episode 5 dropping on Monday. It's every 2 weeks, and it's like, it's not just talking about music. We actually we write songs, we write demos, and we show them off. Basically, we challenge each other, say, hey, you have to write a song. with this constraint or this topic, and then we do it 3 hours. We come back, we show them off, and it's all edited down to like 30 minutes of just like 10 minutes of here's the challenge, and then 10 minutes on each of our songs and kind of talking about them. So we recorded another one today, and the fourth episode, which we recorded before we went on tour. So we recorded the first 4 episodes before we ever released the show, and I was very excited for people to hear me rap in a song called Dissin', which I'm very fond of. So okay, sorry. I know that I'm lagging behind the chat, and I kind of go back on threads when you respond to me and I don't read it immediately. That's Green Day. That's Know Your Enemy. Do you know your enemy? Thomason wants to know, what's the hardest part about podcasting jam mechanics? Is it editing, commentary, or creating music? The thing that I think most stressed out about, the editing I love. I actually I wish that like people like knew how good I was at editing the podcast, because it is like it's an hour and 15 minutes of content that I basically edit down into. It was 30 minutes. We got a little feedback that people wanted a little more, so we've been aiming for somewhere between like 35 and 38. I think 40 would be probably too much for what we're doing. We're trying to keep it around 35 minutes. If it goes under because of I'm editing and I just think there's only 33 minutes of interesting content, that's what it'll be. But we're okay if we go. I've had to cut some I've had to cut some very funny jokes and some fun topics of conversation that just went too long. But I really love editing. Writing the songs is a bit a mixed bag. I think there's some weeks that I'm happier with what I wrote than others. At the end of the day, they're all just like their progress, and it's exercise. You know, if we wanted to make a podcast that was like consistently like blowing people away with the songs that we were writing, we wouldn't give ourselves 3 hours to do it. You know. So sometimes, you know, it's like going to see improv comedy, right? Sometimes you'll go to an improv show and it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. And sometimes you'll be like, oh, they're just having trouble landing things. And so, you know, you just kind of have to take it as they come. And I think any time that we do have a song or an idea that isn't maybe as good as the previous weeks or maybe, you know, 3 weeks ago, we say, hey, here's what I got from it. There's one line in here that I love, and I'm probably going to throw the rest of those out. But anyways, yeah, that's hard. The thing that I lean on Matt for is Matt is a very funny person, and I'm always like, I lean on Matt to be the more entertaining of the two of us. But I'm glad to let them shine. People are bringing out how good I am at editing my answer to Matt's icebreakers. I think we addressed this in the next episode on Monday, because like I said, we had done 4 and then released the first one, and so we didn't have any like feedback on them. So in episode 5, we talk about how how Matt never asked me any questions. That's very rude. So Allison says, I literally found you yesterday via my daughter, who showed me Too Bad, Too Bad, and a Ghost, and I'm in love with your stuff. That's very cool. Welcome on to the literal bandwagon. I'm a band. Yeah. Oh, Eric, good question. What would be your benchmark of success? Like, what milestone would make you think you made it? Like on the radio, selling out a stadium, or Billboard's top 100 chart? It's a great question. I've already achieved it. I've been there. I'm there. I'm living in it. I'm successful. Yeah, I've been successful for years, according to my own metrics of like, yeah, what success is. I'm definitely like always pushing myself to grow and to write and to do bigger things. But yeah, I think my next milestone is there's a venue in Seattle called the Neptune Theater, and I would love to get big enough to play there someday, because I've seen a lot of bands there that I really liked. Cloud Cult, the Fratellis, OK Go, the front bottoms, and it's like 1,000 cap theater, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong. Feels like probably 1,000 cap theater. And we did 360 in Seattle at the Nectar in April. So like, it's not inconceivable, but we got to keep growing. And I'm excited to maybe someday get the opportunity to do that. I think our next step up will be a venue called Numos, which is like a 700 cap venue. Which if you bring 400 people to a 700 cap venue, it feels like a good room. So. Swivel Chair didn't know that I did streams. Yeah. And Swivel Chair now wants to know why the second hand on the clock is ticking backwards. And I invite you to listen to the first 20 seconds of a song called Safe Word by Bug Hunter, and you will understand why. Fancy Clown Animation says we should do a Jam Mechanics Patreon where you release the full 6 to 7 hour unedited audio. Yeah, it's an hour 15 minutes per episode. I do keep, basically I edit out like long silences and meta talk where Matt and I are just like, hey, are we releasing this on this date, or like things like that like I don't want in any version of the podcast. And then I save that file to where it's like probably about 48 to 55 minutes. And I save that, and then I start trimming it down to like the broadcast, what I call the broadcast cut. So I have been saving kind of a longer cut of every episode that is not as refined. Personally, I think the shorter cut is a better cut, even though I take some things out. Like it just, your density of content is just better. But yeah, we'll figure out what to do with those longer cuts someday. We're just working on building the show right now to where people consistently want to listen to it. And we are. Every week has been bigger than, every release has been bigger than the previous release for just like day one listens. So, cool. Yeah, Paul says, it is such a testament to how helpful and fun it can be just to get yourself to make a thing, which I really love about it. Yeah. Today I wasn't in a songwriting like mode. I felt pretty good about the song that I wrote for today's recording, which will be either like episode 7 or 8. So you won't hear it for a couple of months. But like even when I was sitting down to write, I was like, I'm not in the mood to songwrite. But I did. I sat for 3 hours and I worked on it because I knew that I had to come back to Matt and show Matt something. So yeah, it is good to kind of to push me. So. Jolene wants to know, do you play other instruments? I have this keyboard here. I learned that I do not play it, and you'll see why in a couple of weeks. Jam says, I want the meta talk, like not in the actual episode. I just want to hear you rambling about what platforms the episodes are coming on. I do know I had to cut a joke that we were making where we kept and Puck's not here, but Puck is somebody in our Discord, and Puck was a bit harsh on Matt's song from episode 4, and we were recording episode 7, and it was that day, and we went on like a rant for like 2 minutes, and like, yeah, everybody was so supportive except Puck. I cut that out of the episode because it's so in joke. But y'all can go ahead and just tag Puck in the Discord and let her know that she was almost enshrined in a Jam Mechanics episode. Yeah, so things like that I cut out. Anyways, let me do another song. I've been talking for too long. You have too many good questions. Yeah, it's already 8:45. Y'all little rascals. Do you guys like I should probably check in because I feel like I've settled into play a song, Q&A, play a song, Q&A, play a song, end it, right? Kind of 3 songs per stream. But I feel like I've been talking so much in like the last couple recent episodes, and I don't know. I'm assuming, you know, the numbers stay the same, or like 50 people is pretty consistent, but I'm super open to feedback if y'all want more songs versus more chit chat. But anyways, this is a good one to practice. This is a song that ends an album called Happiness Without a Catch. Oh no, you're perfect. What's the catch? 'Cause on the surface you don't have a scratch. Don't make a worst case worse. All my first date nerves are a mess, but I'll keep them in check. So I'll be silly but polite. I'll walk you home at the end of the night. And so our first date ends leaning halfway in for our first kiss goodnight. It's the one arm tug for we fell in love, yeah. It's the one arm tug for we fell in love, yeah. If I am leaving, will you come? Pack up your corgi and sell all your stuff. See what the East Coast holds so far from all the ones that we love. Don't take it lightly, but decide. Don't mess around with the rest of our lives. Will we dive head first where we can't reverse, or will we stand to the side? It's the one arm tug for we fell in love, yeah. It's the one arm tug for we fell in love, yeah. But that's all in the past, my love. This is not like that. We're imperfect, we have faults, but the happy parts outweigh them all. And I promise from now on I will hold you with both of my arms. It's not the one arm tug for we fell in love, yeah. It's the whole embrace of the life we make, yeah. It's the whole embrace of the life we make, yeah. Thank you, everybody. That is a good one to practice, because I was like only like a millisecond ahead of myself on that song. I'm trying to remember the lyrics to the verses, and that's going to be the last song of the last show for the whole 2-night spiel. So don't want to flub that one. That'd be embarrassing. Rad. Why don't we do a couple more questions, and then I'll do one more song, maybe, and then we'll call it a night, and we'll get back to doing what I was doing. Time still wants to know if One Arm Tug is specifically dedicated to Ladybug, and I would not wish to associate my and Ladybug's relationship with the relationship depicted on the album Happiness Without a Catch. If you've listened to it, you will understand why. Me and Ladybug are all good. So okay. Ben says my wife got by shocking plot twist. Yeah. Here's the thing about shocking plot twist. I don't think I don't think Shocking Fortress is in my top 10 songs or my top 12 songs. The problem is, it's way too much fun to play that song live, that it almost feels like it's got to go. It's got to go on most set lists because at any particular show, you know, with the mix of Bug Hunter and Narcissus Cookbook fans, only about 70% of the audience might know the song, and getting to watch people's faces as I play it live in a room full of people singing it is such a fun experience. I think I played it. We were in the UK for 9 shows. I think I played it. I started by playing it in Dublin. I think I didn't play it for a day, and then I think I didn't play it in Liverpool. I played it in Manchester, and then I think I just had to kind of go on a run of playing it. I think I played it at every show from then on, because it just became too much fun. I might have missed it here or there, but yeah. What gum brand do you imagine swallowing and swallowing gum? Metaphorical. It's my favorite brand. Swivel Chair said, was so excited to see you worked with Deep Blue Ink, or Deep Blue Ink, which is a Pirates of the Caribbean cosplayer. Yeah, Deep Blue Ink is great. I have gotten very lucky to be able to work with Deep Blue Ink and kind of attach myself to his rising star, because when I reached out to Deep Blue Ink, he had done a couple animations for my brother and me, was sitting at like, I don't know, like 12,000 like YouTube subs, now well over 100,000, easily one of the most famous people I know, and I am very lucky that we've been able to work together, and that he continues to work with me, even as his status has risen so far in the world. And it's fun. We both get comments. He's been posting to TikTok recently. A lot of people saying, "Oh, it's the Bug Hunter animator," and then I get comments when I post my things to TikTok. It's like, "Oh, this is the Game Changer animator." So it's fun to kind of be associated in that world. I don't know anybody in Game Changer or Drawfee or my brother and me, but Harry, I mean Deep Blue Ink has. So. Do you have any plans or hopes to make another music video for the Happiness Without a Catch album? That's a great question. I did approach Deep Blue Ink at one point being like, what's it going to take to animate this whole thing? We decided that, the time it would take would be like, Deep Blue Ink can't step away from his channel for that long because he'll lose all his like algorithmic, karma. So, anyways, so if we were to get there, it would take a couple of years, just scheduling wise, but definitely hopes. Right now, no plans, I'll say that. But if you have one of the songs off of Happiness that you would love to see animated by Deep Blue Ink, definitely let us know, because we did Bedtime Story because everybody loved it so much. I had never had any plans to animate that song, and then it became like a runaway success for the album, and so we're like, all right, let's get it loaded, and Deep Blue Ink does the brilliant thing. I think he really wants to do Alchemical Romance, which I think would be pretty good, but I'm a little more like 30 Plan would make a pretty good. I feel like 30 Plan would make a pretty good animation, but. Coward would also be a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of visual stuff on this album, more so than any of my albums. If Coward was a more popular song, I probably would have thought of it. Coward is sitting in the bottom 3 from that album, which for me feels great. If Coward's bottom 3, that's a pretty good album. Flopmine says, I just want to say I love your 2 videos I've seen. Too bad and be glad I love you. Go check out Toddler with a Slingshot, Platonic Best Friend. A Bedtime Story is doing well. People seem to really love the bears. Then we have some live action ones for Pinecones, Disco in the Panic Room, and Braggin', which I was in. So I See the Island. Welcome to the stream. Says, any future music video plans or hopes with Firewood Pictures? Great question. They're the ones that did my 3 live action ones. And as of right now, we have no plans. And it's mostly just because, looking at budget, trying to allocate things into the most effective spots. No plans as of right now, but we did have the Firewood Pictures folks film our show in London back in November, and we have the test footage. It's not the finalized footage, and it's like so good. So I'm gonna be working here in the next couple of days of getting the audio from that show mixed so that it sounds nice with the video, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing with it. But it's some good footage, and it was a very fun show. So it's a good thing that we recorded it. Is the bug in the Deep Blue Ink music videos based off Sam from Firewood Pictures? Small clarification, Sam is not from Firewood Pictures. Sam is an actor that Firewood Pictures hired for those music videos. But kind of, yeah. I think when me and Deep Blue Ink sat down to figure out the character design for that first music video we were doing, we had the Pinecones video out. And then Be Glad I Love You starts with a whole monologue about how you can't shave your beard. And I mostly run like this for the most part, because the argument at Be Glad I Love You did not work, and I do shave quite often for Ladybug, because that part is true. She is very itchy. This is about as much as I'll do, and so just in terms of keeping visual continuity with the words being said, it made a lot of sense for the character to have a beard. So I think we just kind of went more in Sam's direction than my direction, which I don't mind. I think it's funny, and it also set up kind of the joke in the Braggin' video, where both Sam and I are auditioning to play Bug Hunter in the Bug Hunter music video. So you should watch that if you haven't. I won an Oscar for it. It was one of the ones that they don't announce at the show, but they email you. So okay, we're at the end of our time here, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze in one more song. What do you want to hear? Okay, Jams. Because it's your birthday, and because I have my capo, and as I explained earlier, I need a capo to play this song. This song this is a song that I wrote on multiple bus rides on a commute to my job in downtown Seattle, where I would take an app that would give me 3 random words, and I would just challenge myself to write a verse or a rhyme using at least 2 of them. Bonus points if I use a 3rd. This is a song about that process and about songwriting itself. My dad, he sought to teach me all the rules of mathematics. I absorbed all of his lessons. Now I sometimes wish I hadn't, 'cause now I know to add up, put 2 and 2 together. I'm curious if ignorance would not suit me better, 'cause I set sail for Washington. The hardest part of moving is the tourist traps and snare ya, and I got the shirt to prove it. I want a hotter body and a cooler sense of style. I want to corner every market in the country by the time I turn 25, the time I learn to drive. Oh, I'm myself out on the street when it's every monster for themselves. I am not a monster though, I just wanna park my Mazda close to home as possible. I always push the people further, asking for a bit more. Lately all these comments make me careful what I fish for. You told me I'm intractable, I only nod my head, but I had to suck it up and finally Google what it meant. It's alright, I have a thought, it's alright. I write a song, it's alright. You sing along, it's alright. Rock bottom, I'm still better than I've been in my life. I waste my time, I'm alright. I lose my keys, I'm alright. I've had a dog, I'm alright. I got talent and my mama told me that I'm alright. Pick a poem, any poem, just don't let me see it. I scratch clever lines down on my bus ride discreetly. The bumps shake my hand like it's so nice to meet me. Now I can't read my notes, but they're not worth repeating. I've been looking for a pattern in the data that I've gathered. Turns out all you want's a chorus, it's the only part that matters. Alright, I have a thought, it's alright. I write a song, it's alright. You sing along, it's alright. And rock bottom, I'm still better than I've been in my life. Happy birthday, Jams. That one's for you today. Cool. What else? What else do I want to tell you? In these parting moments of my Wednesday stream, I'm gonna see real quick if our postcard of the day is still available. It looks like it is not. It was Toddler with a Slingshot. Sorry, everybody. Let me see what tomorrow's is, so y'all can be ready. I'm gonna knock over all my stuff. So you can be ready at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. We got echoes. We'll speak up. Speak up now. And our echoes will be heard. So if you want to get our postcard of the day, it goes up every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only one person gets it every day. If it doesn't sell any particular day, it just rolls on to the next day. Same price. So some people have been lucky. I think 5 was the most. It was just like I was on tour and I wasn't posting about it or talking about it or paying attention to it. 5, I think, is the most that anyone's gotten in one go, which comes out to just $2 a card. So anyways, Jam Mechanics hitting on Monday. I should see y'all Sunday to tell you about that. Tickets to the Discography show are still up for sale on not our website, but we have a link to it on our website. You have to go to the venue's website in order to buy the tickets. It's cheaper if you buy both of them all in one go. The 2-night ticket is slightly cheaper. It's also a discount for students. Yeah. What else? What else have I got going on? If anyone else can think of anything that I have going on, feel free to share it in the comments. And everybody, just believe everybody when they say it's true. Cool. I think that's going to be it for me. Hey, join our Discord and Goobers. Go to bed.